He can't help it.
Another 4 hours.
He's working.
Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, a Washington Commanders podcast for fans, by fans. And now, John, Jesse, Scott, Max, and Tony.
Hello, everybody, from the Bleeding Burgundy podcast. I am the world's worst podcast host, John Taman, but even me, and as stupid as I am as a content creator, realize the 5-alarm freaking dumpster fire going on over in Ashburn right now. Not only is the season over, but we're not going to win again until 2045, and by then, I'll probably be dead. Anyway.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. So anyway, everybody's stupid over there, apparently. Apparently, nobody knows what the hell they're doing. However, the guy who stopped between making his deliveries for FedEx today and typed into Twitter that these motherfuckers are stupid, I know what I'm doing. That's the guy I want for the GM next time. What was your name? Scotty AT345792. Not you, but there was another one. Oh. All right. Well, there's my my welcome to the show. How's everybody today? How are you, Jesse? There he is, ladies and gentlemen. You know, if you are a listener to the podcast, before I let you have the anything, here you go again. The band's out of control again. Oh, there they go again. This thing is I cannot.
World's worst podcast host, everybody.
There we go. And I always prove it like right there with the music. If you only listen to the podcast, you do not get to see all the fun stuff that we do while I'm trying to figure out how to do the sound effects. All right, anyway, go ahead, Jesse. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Well, I mean, that's obvious.
Yeah.
Positive signs.
All right, well.
Could be worse.
Thanks for being here. That's great. Thanks for being here. And of course,
at least the humidity's gone. I'll say that.
I would say, speaking of humidity, there's our good friend Scott Hartman. Scott, I've heard you're quite the humid gentleman.
Oh, yeah, always. I love to be humid. Yeah, it's the way to go. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, well, just checking in.
Shout out to Karen and her freaking AI imaging. Fuck you.
Oh, there's something I have to see. Somebody send that.
Oh, I'll send you it. Yeah,
please. I must see it. All right, Karen, of course, the de facto star of the show behind Scott, the woman that puts out the person in front of her. There you go. We should have one for her. Yeah, I should make one for her. Anyway, so how's things with you, man?
Oh, good. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely great. Yeah, it's been busy. Back no longer doing nights, which is great. So yeah, it's just been a busy couple of weeks. But
now
only going to get busier.
In England, when you do nights, does that mean like you give hand jobs to peers of the realm? Is that what that means?
Normally, yeah, but only if you're a bishop or a nobleman. You know what I mean? There's no
they wear those big
way.
hats.
We're just not doing it for Viscounts. It's just not happening. You know.
Fuck the Viscounts. Anyway, speaking of Viscounts, how you doing there, Tony?
Good as ever. I'm just we just have leprechauns and
Viscount the Stafford Shire himself.
How do you get to be a Viscount? You apply?
Idea.
Down at the post office or something?
Something to do with money and bloodlines and
I think so. Yeah,
who you beat in a war.
So if you wanted to become a Viscount, it sounds to me like it would be perfectly legal for you to go to the Viscount's house and fucking shoot that guy and say, "I am now the Viscount." You got to run out his whole line, though, right? All right, we're not advocating. We're not advocating. Just got to be clear about that. Anyway,
yeah, I put that picture in the thread so everybody can have a nice laugh at it.
By the way, nice start to the season. Season.
Yeah, good old Everton. It's a grand old team to support, John.
Nice for the toughies.
You know what? I knew I had something hit right when I spun that wheel and it came up on Everton, and I decided to be a supporter. Hey, we're up 2-0. That was nice. And, like I said to you guys, the cool thing about becoming an Everton supporter is that, I kind of did it because of the World Cup fever. Everybody had the World Cup fever, but it stayed with me. I watched the whole damn game, and I watched the whole game. I was like, oh, I saw what was going on, and it became much more interesting. Instead of like after the last like 5 World Cups of looking at it for 10 seconds and going, this still sucks.
Still just soccer.
Right. Well, no, I enjoyed it. Especially since we won 2-0 and smashed the Crystal Palace. Anyway, now that all of the UK listeners of the podcast are nodding, yes, John. So there is some news. We had some cuts today. We had some signings today. Hail to the Commanders, everybody. This is my, my new T-shirt that my son got me for my birthday. Which
nice.
Is
done well.
Yeah, it's all right. I like it. It fits. That's good. Anyway,
what's it like being 45? I mean,
Oh yeah, right. No, I'm a lot older than that. I've celebrated my 14th anniversary, 18th anniversary of my 45th birthday.
Okay.
There you go. Anyway, we're not here to talk about me for the next couple of minutes. We've got the rest of the show to talk about me. Anybody surprised Will Harris got cut?
Not really.
No.
No.
If we look at my yeah, maybe. I think Tony's right, a month ago or so. If you look at my surprise cuts, though, that has been on our 53-man list, he was my surprise cut because I honestly thought that they were looking at Tyler Owens and saying there's room on the roster for Tyler Owens and there's not room for someone like Will Harris. And then I think the Lions, play and the way that quarterback was able to just run out.
Yeah,
it's not a good preseason at all.
The play that everybody blames Sonny Styles on,
which is totally not
Will fucking Harris.
He went to the wrong side of the field, for fuck's sake. He ran down and went to the wrong side of the field.
Yeah, I think
right across the line of scrimmage.
The pressure had been putting on the past couple of weeks with Harris, and if he wanted to stay on this team, he had to show out last game, and he didn't. He didn't show up at all. So yeah, if you asked me a month ago, that absolutely be shocking. But right now, just the way training camp has gone, it looked like,
Well, yeah, other safeties have stepped up too.
Yeah.
Tony,
the direction. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the direction of travel for him is just the arrow's been pointing firmly down from the start of camp. If you'd have said a month ago, as we said already, you'd have been talking of him as a potential starter.
Yeah.
Based on last year.
Yep.
And then,
I had him penciled in as a starter.
Yeah. And then he's been with the 2s. And then more recently, he's been, as much with the 3s. So, I mean,
on that one play, he was with the freaking peanut vendors up in the stands.
Oh, yeah.
He was getting himself a bag of hot and salties. Look, based on last year, you said. All right. Now, he got hurt in the Green Bay game. Okay. I can remember the play was on the sidelines. He was chasing Tucker Kraft. But Tucker Kraft had a fucking career day against him that day. He got his ass whipped that day before he got hurt. Then when he kind of came back towards the end of the year, I was not surprised that he got cut. And it was not necessarily so much because you saw how bad he was in camp. But I think the only reason that anybody was shocked or would have put it down as a surprise last week is because if you're basing off of how bad the secondary was last year, that how bad he was really didn't shine through because of how bad everything was. When you put the numbers really of not just him, but with the numbers that they brought in of safeties, it was Now to me,
Can I just go through the moves then that we've done over the last 24 hours? So
before you do that real quick, I also think this has a lot to do with the play of Tyler Owens as well.
I was surprised,
and you can put Reeves in there, although I think it's more Owens than Reeves. I think we all know what Reeves is at this point in his career. But I think Owens has stepped up, and I think he's going to play a big role in this defense.
Go ahead, Scott.
And Quan. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, go ahead, mate. You're right with Quan. Absolutely agree with you. He stepped up a bit through preseason. I totally agree with you, Tony.
Yeah,
the interceptions off of quarterbacks is going to help you.
Yeah, the two interceptions got thrown straight to him, but at the same time, you still have to be there.
You got to catch him.
And absolutely. I think that DQ has talked him up, quite a lot through camp. I think it said a month ago, if you'd have said Harris or Martin, a lot of people might have said Martin was going to go. Whereas now, I think obviously, it's gone the other way. So sorry, Scotty.
No, mate, you're good. So the moves we've made today, 8 hours ago, the Commanders put a tweet out saying that we've signed outside linebacker Boogie Basham, who's previously been with previously been with the Buffalo Bills. We also signed Joshua Bledsoe, who's a safety, and we also signed Quindell Johnson, who's a safety. I think these are both training camp bodies. We released Will Harris, obviously we just spoke about there. We also released Malik Spencer, and we've placed outside linebacker Drake Jackson on the injured reserve list. We also have released Foster Sorrell 20 minutes ago. And 18 minutes ago, there was a tweet from Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter saying that we've signed left tackle DJ Humphries, he's 32. Last year, he had 85 snaps with the Rams, 92 snaps with the Chiefs the year before, then 925 snaps with the Cardinals, 4 sacks. He's given up 5 hits and 28 pressures. I mean, it's quality experience, really, in depth that we basically didn't have.
Yeah, I think this the Humphrey signing is to back up Coleman for most of the season until.
I actually think it's the other way around. I think he will be starting left tackle.
I don't.
I think they'll push
2
Coleman back
seasons
in.
of less than 100 snaps?
Nah.
I'm going
to respectfully disagree with that.
Because I think Paul's utter fucking shite.
Yeah,
so
Paul,
would you rather have
Paul isn't great,
Coleman,
but I have a feeling. Wiley is our backup swing tackle right now.
True.
So think about that for just a moment.
Yeah.
So if something happens to Connerly, and then Coleman, as he's known to do, to get nicked up. Coleman's been the left tackle position. We're in good hands with Coleman, and he's been playing well ever since Tunsil has been out. So Jaden's blindside, I'm not worried about Jaden's blindside right now, but I'm thinking possibly that Wiley might fit into that left guard spot because he's a little bit more athletic than. And this is the problem. Look, Chris Paul was fine for us last year, but this is a total different scheme that he needs to get out and get moving. And that's not Paul's game. It's no fault of Chris Paul, but it's
always
how
been his bugaboo is that
it's the run game.
Yeah.
So, all right, let me drop in here real quick. Number one, Malik Spencer is a surprise to me at this juncture. You know, I look at the very least, I think he earned a practice squad spot. He's been okay in camp. He had an interception in game 1. All right. He would have earned himself a shot on the practice squad. The only reason I can think to release him now is not anything to do with his play. It's got to be that they think that he can catch on someplace and they give him a chance to go play. But I'm kind of befuddled by that one just because of the practice squad aspect of it. Unless it was a numbers move to try to make room for, Mr. 80 snaps, DJ Humphries there.
No, because they've got today.
How long is
2 safeties signed today, and we got rid of Foster Sorrell, which is the move for Humphries. So Jackson's on the IR. That's it. He's out.
That's it.
Yeah.
So why don't we just cut him? We got nothing invested in this guy. We brought him in as after an injury to just see, and we gave him an off season. He couldn't get healthy to the point we're going to miss another year with him. What are we getting out of this? Look, I've had it with these people. I've had it with these people that are gold. Just get him. No, I'm just kidding. I just don't see why we would bother to waste a spot for him. At this point, we got nothing.
I mean, when it comes to these bottom roster guys that are fringe practice squad players,
he was a top round pick.
Who? Foster or
Drake Jackson.
Drake Jackson.
I'm not worried about Drake Jackson. I mean, he's always injured. So what?
Yeah, but why can't you?
They've got to get some bodies in this week as well, in particular because of the joint practice with the Ravens and the fact that we've got 15 players who are probably not going to play.
Yeah,
sure. A lot of these guys are still doubtful for week 1, never mind the practice. So they've got to have enough bodies to actually engage in the practice. So some of these guys aren't going to be around for long.
You're right. They're going to be cut on Saturday. You're probably right. Yeah. Okay, so let's get straight to this. The elephant in the room. All right. The center position. Okay. Everybody's ready to literally haul Adam Peters out and hang him from the freaking Washington Monument.
Actually, I see more hate to Dan Quinn than Adam Peters, which is befuddling. Doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever.
Well, here's the thing.
Quinn has no control of the roster. Zero.
He doesn't. Hang on a minute. I'm not saying that. It says it's in conjunction with Adam Peters.
I think when it comes to cuts, it's not Adam Peters. It's Dan Quinn making the cuts. Peters is making the additions to the roster. I think.
Agreed.
But I don't think that Peters comes in and say, "Okay, here's our 53." If that's what happened,
no, I'm talking about bringing people in. You know,
yeah, bringing people in.
Jump on Dan Quinn like it's his fucking problem. Do you think he doesn't know that there's a little bit of an issue at center right now?
Yeah. I mean, right.
No, but the thing that pisses me off and it's not from like Peters' fault, it's from Dan Quinn's fault. How can you come out after a game and say to the press, we have a problem at center, we need to sort this out, I wasn't happy with offensive line, blah, blah, blah. Then 2 days later, in front of the media, live on YouTube, you're saying exactly the same thing.
I'll tell you why.
And saying, I'm quite happy with what we've got internal.
Because Adam Peters took him in his fucking office and said,
I have a different reason why. I have a totally different reason why. Look, Dan Quinn does
because it looks bad on Adam Peters. Absolutely.
Dan Quinn's he's not going to disparage any of his players in the press. He's just not going to do it.
Dan Quinn was pissed off after that game. And
they had a practice on Monday, right?
Yeah. I'm sure he was on his face. He went in and threw oranges. I think that was a fuck you to Adam Peters. Look, I'm almost guarantee you that's exactly what.
Tony, give me some sense to this. You haven't jumped in. Go ahead.
Well, Quinn was clearly not happy after the game, and right. as Scott said, he was more
justifiably
demonstrative than he usually is, and he's quite careful with his words. And listening to JP and the boys all those this week, they use the word disarray, and disarray is a fairly strong word
for him.
Now, perhaps the context wasn't quite there, but at the same time, I think he was making a bit of a statement today or a couple of days ago by making them practice on Monday. They were there anyway for a walkthrough, but actually saying, guys, this wasn't acceptable. And I think some of these moves, I think some of these moves that they've made as well, are potentially sort of to not scapegoat people, but to say, if you're not going to perform, guys, you're not going to stay around.
Right. So, well, I'll tell you. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I thought you were finished.
No. So I quite like what he's done the last couple of days. Now, Jesse's probably right that Peters is probably sat in his office going, you made me look a bit silly there.
Yeah.
So,
but I'm not saying that the hate is there because the fan base is. We know what the fan base is like.
I don't care about the fan. I don't care.
What I'm saying is that when you read it from the outside and you're not looking and saying, like you said, Jesse, he probably has been pulled into Adam Peters' office saying, "Don't say that," and then he retracts the statement almost against the media. Yeah. That's the thing that fans will be watching, and the media nationwide will be watching and saying,
"Fans are stupid."
What's going on?
Listen. One thing that Dan Quinn will do is not say a goddamn thing. You were 100% right that he was overly demonstrative with what he said after the game. You got to figure this out. All right, we got to figure this out. Because I think at that point, if he says anything else, people are just going to look at him like they look at Trump. Really? Really? Again? So, but when he sits there on Monday, you got to realize he's not going to sit in front of the media and go, Julian Good-Jones sucks. We are really not comfortable with it.
I know. I get that.
He will always try to build them up through the media, and he coaches through those press conferences. You'll hear it sometimes. He'll call out guys' names and then he'll motivate other people by doing it. So taking Quinn's words, it's like listening to Bill Belichick and trying to glean anything from it. He went to the Bills school of saying nothing, and it's good. It's a good thing. Remember.
Yeah, I got no problems with what Quinn has been saying.
He's got to say that.
Yeah, he's not going to throw people under the bus, but I think he was a little bit frustrated, and I think he just lost it just a little bit there, and it's understandable. It's fucking understandable. I totally get it. But I do think maybe it put a little pressure on Adam Peters. Adam Peters brought him into the office, be like, listen. This is what we got because listen, there's no really good centers out there. It's not like
that's the point. That's the point that was made today. Is that why they're not going out and signing people?
Well,
Standig. Yeah. Well, this is hang on. Let me. Standig said that today. Look, they're far more likely now at this juncture with cuts in 5 days to wait for people to be cut than they are to sign.
That's what they're doing. They're working the phones to see who it'll be.
So all the fans screaming, they need to sign a center straight away. It's like, well, like you said, John, who?
Yeah. So,
there were centers available in free agency. That's the thing that bugs me. Hold on a minute. I haven't had a chance to really jump into this too much. After we did not get in, we didn't win with the Linderbaum immense, gigantic contract. Thank goodness that he didn't fucking spend that money. There was no plan B. There was nobody to come back to. When I'm looking at people today saying, here's some potential trade bait. Lloyd Cushenberry up in Buffalo, He was a free agent.
Free agent, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There was free agents we could have done. Our backup plan was Allegretti. And I will say this.
Ethan
I don't even think
I'll give it to you. Let me say this. He might be okay. We just don't know. The dude could play 17 games. We'll never know.
Listen, I think, and I've heard this from Keim, I've heard this from other reporters say they were going after Linderbaum not because they were overly worried about the center position, but there was a possibility to get an A++ offensive lineman. It wasn't about the position itself. To add that to with Tunsil and the Connolly Jr. and the Cosme. I think then the weakest link would have been the left guard position. I think they have been since Biotish of last year, since they saw Allegretti on the field. And I agree with this assessment. He was perfectly fine at playing center.
We just don't know. He could be.
Yeah. Like he had put enough snaps out there to and I honestly believe they were perfectly okay with going with Allegretti into the season. And I'm good with that. And I trust that assessment too.
Sure.
The problem is you don't necessarily, injuries happen.
You got to have some depth.
So I think it came down to it where, the mistake that was made, it wasn't, getting rid of Biotish. I do not think that was a mistake whatsoever. It wasn't not overpaying for Linderbaum. I don't think that was a mistake whatsoever. The mistake was not getting somebody almost comparable to an Allegretti as a backup piece. And that's it.
Good Jones just can't do it. And Gulbin, everybody was, let's see Matt Gulbin. He's as raw as it gets. He's a big haystack, but do you want your franchise behind him right now? I'm not so sure. And but again, I also recognize they know more than we do by far.
The last
we've been talking about this.
I just want to say the last little thing that I'll say about the center position is, Allegretti could be fine, and this could be a fucking moot point come week one.
Right.
It could well be, but I mean, we've been talking about this for a month, and we had someone who we could have signed in Ethan Pocic who decided I'll go and back up at Baltimore. Like, I mean, he's probably going to play against us on Saturday or on Sunday, whenever, you know what I mean? And that's that. That's someone who's got starter experience at the center position. He's going to be, as you said, Jesse, at least as good as Allegretti, which we don't know what Allegretti can give us. And I think you're right in what your comments were there by saying the problem was not bringing someone in who is at that level to compete. Do you know what I mean? There's been no competition. Go on, mate. You good?
Exactly. They stated about a competition, and Good Jones has played one game in his entire career at the age of 29. Gulbin's a rookie. I think Gulbin could be okay, but as you've all said, to not bring in somebody with experience, Good Jones has been around for years, but he's never played. So
Allegretti, 17 minutes he's played this training camp, still won the competition between those. So your point, Jesse,
that's over two practices.
Yeah, but Jesse, your point about if Allegretti starts week one, it's a moot point and everything will be fine. I don't think that's the case. Actually, I still think it's been mishandled and mismanaged.
Sure, but I think they're going to bring someone in after roster cuts. I have no doubt about that, and I think what. I may have misspoke just a little bit. If Allegretti starts 17 games,
I understand.
It's a moot point.
It's possible. I mean, I'm not at all confident.
I'm going to go with what Logan Paulson said. Yeah, I'm going to go with what Logan Paulson says about this new training staff and this new doctor that they have. They are way overly cautious with any type of energy or injury.
It's a long season.
With any players. So. I'm more concerned about Amos than I am with Allegretti.
Agreed. I'd be happy.
We haven't heard nothing.
All right. Well, I'll tell you 10 games. I'd be happy at center, and he looks competent. That's good enough for me.
Since you brought up doctors, we do have a public service announcement that we've been sent by the government that we have to play within 25 minutes of the end of the show. You'll be probably hearing this on most of the podcasts you listen to. We're supposed to play it. They'll, maybe send us some money. I don't know. They'll probably not do anything for us except let us keep doing this. So here is a public service announcement. Here you go.
And now a word from the U.S. Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy, Jr.
Hello. This is Doctor of the United States, Robert F. Kennedy, Jr. Did you know that less than 10% of concussions are caused by head injuries? And that most concussions are caused by an infection no more dangerous than the common cold? It's true. Concussions are just something that has been made up by the protective headwear industry to bring down the exciting level of play in many of our major sports and to force your children to become homosexuals. We've just gone soft to the point of having special tents with supposed head injury experts in there specifically to diagnose concussions. Big Helmet is out of control. I want you to meet my friend Jackson Dart, quarterback of the New York Giants. The experts say he has had multiple concussions. What do you say to that, Jackson?
Hi, this is Jackson Dirt, and I'm a
Quarterback of the New York Giants.
quarterback of a.
New York Giants.
Hi, this is Jackson Dirt, but I'm the quarterback of the
New York Giants.
New York Jets, Giants. Right. And I want to know why they have to have big blue houses on the sideline. And they make me come out of the game and go in, and I thought it was a bouncy house, It looked like a bouncy house, but it's not. They trick you.
And then before you know it, they say you have a concussion. Isn't that right?
Yeah, a concussion.
It's time we put an end to Big Helmet's hold on our sports.
They fool you with
Hard-working
a big blue
Americans
bouncy house and
deserve better.
They got you.
Visit helmetsareforpussies.com for more information. This message has been paid for by Morons Against Everything.
There you go. There's a public service announcement from the Doctor of the United States there. Thank you, Paulie. I'm sure that's going to be way down on the list somewhere. They're going to get down there and go, oh, and you made fun of him. Right. Let's see here. I just don't have the time to do that. I'll tell you, Paulie, here's why I don't do cartoons anymore. I worked on them for a little while in 2019. It took me 3 or 4 days to make a cartoon, a 3-4 minute cartoon. I put it out there and it would be seen by 30, 40,000 people. And then right next to me on the YouTube thing over there was some fat guy who drank a goddamn 2 liter of fucking Mountain Dew in 10 seconds and then burped his ass off. And he had 300,000 million fucking views. And I said, that's it. I'm done. It's not worth it anymore. All right. Anyway, let's see. Let's get back to what we were talking about.
Badlands chugs for those who are listening.
Oh, God. You know what that is.
If you know, you know.
Oh my God! Do you know what a butt chug is? Please tell me you don't know that.
No, I don't.
There was people doing that dumb shit in Tennessee for a while.
Are you talking about when you put a funnel in someone's ass and you put a beer down it?
Well, we weren't really talking about that, but go ahead.
So apparently you get really drunk. I don't know, but apparently you get real drunk off of doing that.
That's what they said, and they had a problem with Tennessee University, and they were sticking fucking fifths of liquor up their ass.
Take a whole fucking bottle and
This is the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, everybody. It's nice to see everybody. It's this is kind of how the things go. All right, so Scott, you have a list, and this has to do with Adam Peters, correct? We were talking about Adam Peters.
Well, sort of Adam Peters, but it's more around
We just needed to introduce it there. Of course, we got to give you your intro.
And now, Scott's list.
There you go, Zach.
There we go. Right. So I've actually gone back to when I actually started following the team. So I've gone as far as back to 2012, and I've looked at all of our second round picks, and we've seen this. Is the second round pick a curse on this team? I genuinely look at this and think, is it? Because out of all of these, one person has got a second contract, which is Sam Cosmi. So let's look at them then. So 2013, we had David Amerson, defensive.
We're going back 13 years.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. North Carolina State. We had 14. We had Trent Murphy out of Stanford.
Now, are you talking about a second contract with our team or a second contract in general? Okay.
Trent
Emerson went to the Raiders.
Trent Murphy, linebacker, wasn't he?
Trent Murphy signed a free agent contract and went to Buffalo. But he was
right. Preston Smith, he didn't get a second contract.
Nah,
Sewer Cravens in 2016.
Less said the better.
Exactly.
Didn't even like football.
Ryan Anderson out of Alabama, the outside linebacker. Then Darius Geis, 2018. Wow.
Wrecked his knee. He was good.
Yeah, the thing about Darius Geis is
he fucking grandma's kind of got in his way.
That's kind of where he got lost.
I'll tell you something. When he would come over and do my windows, it was nice because he used to always diddle my butt.
He was a sex pest, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. 21, Sam Cosme, obviously he got a second-year contract, a 4-year extension for 74 mil. Then 22, we had Phil Mathis. Yeah, remember him?
Jesus Christ.
Then now we're into the question marks, really. Quan Martin, obviously, was still a Rivera pick.
Stepping up.
Up and down. Then we're in question mark city now. Ben Sinnott, injured again, isn't going to play. Don't know what's going on with him. Injured his oblique. Mike Samra still question marks again.
He's had his moments for sure.
He has moments, but he's had some bad moments too.
He's still a kid.
He's got to play well this year. He's got to play well.
Johnny Newton on IR came in, had 2 Liz Frank surgeries as well. I mean,
that was a freaking Bruce Allen pick. They picked him while he was hurt. They picked him out of college with a fucking hurt foot.
Well, I think they picked him because he fell to them, and
I know.
I think they were just like kind of shocked that he was there.
Yeah,
and granted, I mean, he was first round talent. Yeah, he had some issues with his feet, but we all had high hopes for him as well. And this was a very important year, and he looked like he was in line to get major playing time through in this defensive line rotation, and it, unfortunately got hurt. So I think we're going to cut bait next year with him. So that's another
big guys and bad feet. Big guys and bad feet. It just doesn't get better.
And last year,
this is his pick.
2025 is Trey Amos, and again,
we don't know where he is. We don't.
He had a great. Listen, I think Amos is going to be our number one corner for get his shit straight. So. Yeah, he had a nasty, gruesome, broken leg last year, but before that, he was our best corner. Hands down.
Yeah, and he's still got a lot of room to learn, a lot of room to grow. And yeah, I'm not too concerned about him being a bust or anything.
We've just gone back 15 years there looking at that, and only one player out of that entire list you can say is a guaranteed hit.
I definitely see Amos getting a second contract.
I don't disagree with you, but we have to see it.
I think with the injuries, and we are banged up right now. Amos, Senate go with the pecking. And again, I'm going back, and I'm going to keep. I think they're with these guys. They're just trying to get them to week 1, and this. Exactly. I think Quinn, or maybe it was Kime that said it. He said most of these guys would play if it was game week. They'd
put that back up.
They would be playing.
Yeah, I will. So yeah, it was Liz Frank on both feet.
Yeah.
So came in with a Liz Frank on his left foot, then he played, and then he injured his right foot and needed Liz Frank surgery on the right foot as well. And now he's torn his pec.
Michael Menchak is stepping in. Thank you. Hey, if you're out there on social media, stop on in and talk to us. We're on YouTube, where you're watching. Sorry, Scott, did I interrupt you?
No, it's good, yeah.
Okay, good. I never know if I'm interrupting because I never listen to him.
I'm more concerned about Amos than anything at the moment, because I know they don't have to tell us anything about the injuries at this stage, but Quinn tells you bits and bobs about different people. You're not hearing much about Amos at all, other than he's making progress. There's no timeline. He's making, and again, he said that yesterday. No timeline. He's making progress. I don't know. I have a bad feeling about this.
Well, I kind of agree with you, because if you want to do something like that and try to play some cat and mouse with the Eagles, by not telling him you have to, but the dude's got to see the field some. He's not some seasoned vet.
The late great.
I am concerned.
The late great Rich Tandler once said, don't listen to what they say, watch what they do.
Watch what they do.
I think if they were overly concerned with Amos, they would have brought in
Fabian Moreau,
more corners.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see Hamilton playing well, right? That makes me feel a little bit better. In all honesty, it's not ideal, and I'm sure a lot of people would club me and say I'm a homer, but the guy isn't bad, and he doesn't get roasted, right? And really, if you're looking for a backup to be able to step in and try to do something right now, look, he's big enough. Just go over there and punch Devontae Smith.
I think with the Fabian Moreau, I don't think it had anything to do with Amos. I had more to do with Witherspoon retiring. I think Douglas was always the plan. I've been talking to him for a while, but they just finally got him into camp. So, I think they're slow rolling Amos. They're slow rolling a couple of these guys that are.
It's gonna.
Yes, it is a little concerning right now. We want them on the field and to be in football shape come week 1, but I'm not.
3 weeks away.
It's not a 5-alarm fire for me right now.
For Amos, it almost is. It's a 3-alarmer at least because we've got it. We've got right out the chute. I mean, we've got Dallas in week 2. Those guys run up and down the field.
But on the one hand, we're saying, Jaden and the offense should be playing more snaps in preseason. They need to be sharp. They need to see game time and everything else. And on the other hand, we're saying Amos hasn't been on the field, but as long as he's active for week 1, he'll be fine. Same with Allegretti. Same with Owe. Same with Pacer.
Ben Sinnott, Dietrich Wise.
I'd rather them be 100% than having nagging injuries to start the season and be like 60-70%.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I think there's a real danger of them being undercooked. So
right. All right.
Absolutely, you're definitely right about that.
Well, Scott G is on to something.
Yes, you're right.
Correct. Fans are indeed stupid. We're well aware of that. Actually, this is a fan show, so we are stupid, just along with the rest of you. Welcome in, everybody.
We're as stupid as anybody else.
That's right. We're just as stupid as anybody else. However, I must say, because I use social media, I know more than the coaches, and I know more than the general manager. Now, speaking of the general manager, everybody's ready to fire him, right? They think that he's botched this center situation, which I think he has. But where would you grade him right now? Are you ready to? Is he on the hot seat? Is Adam Peters on the hot seat?
Both.
All right, Lattimore, bad deal. Right, bad trade. Okay, Tunsil.
Every GM makes a bad trade.
Good, yeah, but there's a lot. That one costs a lot. Tunsil, good trade, but he's hurt, right? But I think people look at that and they blame the GM because he's hurt.
So that's where the stupidity of the fan base comes into.
Exactly.
Right. All right. So positives then. Jaden Daniels, everybody says is the no-brainer pick, which is true. However, all of you have seen a great quarterback go to a shitty team with a bad system and turn into nothing. You want proof of it? Look at Sam Darnold. All right. I used to call that dude a cinder block head. He played like he had one. What is he now? You gave him a good coach with O'Connell. He turned into a good quarterback. He's a Super Bowl champion right now. Right. So you see good quarterbacks go to bad systems and fail. Jaden was not a no-brain pick. You had to do a lot to surround him with the right things that he needed to be able to become.
We were in such disarray. This roster was in such bad shape when AP took over. I think he's done a respectable job, and I'm not saying a great job.
That's a good word.
Okay, I'm not saying great. Yes, there has been some missteps here and there, but for what he did from stepping in here and trying to rebuild this roster the best way he can. What's hurt him a little bit in I think the fans' eyes is going from 2024 where you say, fuck, we were one damn game away from the Super Bowl.
Let's
run it back. Let's add a couple pieces and let's see if we can get there. Unfortunately, that just did not work out. I think any other GM in his position would have done pretty much the exact same thing.
Maybe not with Lattimore, but spilled milk. So what other successes do you think he's had, Scotty?
I think he stabilized the ship. It's stability, which is something that we didn't have. He's a sensible operator. He's well respected throughout the league. He knows his job. He's got a good backing behind him from previous times. And I think the roster was in a complete rebuild. And we didn't want to admit that it was in a complete rebuild. And then we had lightning in a bottle for one season. And we thought, oh my God, this is amazing. And as Jesse said, probably in the fans' eyes and the media's eyes, we're looking at it saying one or two pieces here or there. It's good. Loyalty is a big thing. And I think that's something that he maybe has made a misstep on, and being too loyal to older players, potentially. When you needed to get younger last season. Now I like what he's done on the defensive side of the ball. I think it's great. You know what I mean? I think if you looked at that defense against Detroit, it was singing.
Nine new starters.
Exactly. And that's what we needed. But that is exactly what we needed. But I mean, I wouldn't say it's definitely he's definitely on the hot seat. I think Dan Quinn is 100% on the hot seat because he's tied himself to 2 rookie coordinators, and that is a problem. But I still don't think Josh Harris is going to fire him, even if we end up with a similar win total or a little bit better than we did last year. I think if we get to about 6 or 7 wins, I think he might be okay for 1 more year.
All right, let me throw 2 little things on top of that and drop it on you, Tony. So for one, when he took over the team, I think people forget just how bare bones this team was. We didn't even have depth. We had Terry McLaurin and dust.
No one,
right? Yeah. So that plus the idea that last season free agency really didn't have a whole lot of great players in it. There wasn't a whole lot to build with. So Tony, when you factor those things in, where are you standing with him?
I agree with most of what Scott said. I don't think he's on the hot seat particularly. I think unless it goes completely disastrously wrong this season. I think on the flip side of that, the job that he's done in the offseason this year of putting together a new defense almost from scratch has been fairly well lauded. I mean, there's not a lot of massive big names in there, but there's a lot of guys, the Oways, the Chasons, the Chanels, the Cross, all these kind of guys who should at the very least raise the floor of the defense. I can't see there's any way, and I touch wood here.
We were so bad last year.
There's no way there can be this 31st.
I'm always amazed we were 31st. So somebody worse.
I think he's made some. You can't blame it. You can't say that he's not tried things. The Lattimore thing didn't work. The Tunsil thing was, I still think is a success. Debo 50-50. So you can't say that he just sat on his hands and done nothing. Now, any decisions that whether it's general managers or drafting, when you're drafting, you're looking at 50-50 proposition. At best. So trades are going to be similar. There aren't very many absolutely nailed on, guaranteed to work trades. Is AJ Brown going to be a massive? Yeah, is AJ Brown going to be a massive success at the Patriots? Probably. But he could be. Is he 29 with a bad knee? We just don't know yet. So
that's why, just on the trades, that's why it gets so irritated when everybody's like, "You have to go trade for someone now." It's not.
They play Madden. They grew up on Madden.
Fucking simple,
no,
man.
They're used to just continually hitting the button until it goes.
Unless you're the LA Rams. The LA Rams are the Rams. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean, there are exceptions.
Go ahead, Tony. Go ahead.
I think respectable that what you said is a good word to use. I'd probably say even maybe even slightly better than that, but certainly, the whole fans are stupid thing. You just see it. I mean, I've actually not stopped using Twitter, but use it a lot less now because I just want to throw my phone through the window.
Yeah,
because
me too.
Fans are going, bring somebody in. Okay, Keim's very good at dealing with this on Twitter because
he ignores most of it.
He does, but when he replies, he does tend to say, well, to bring somebody in would be great, but who, where, from where, with what? It's like, and then the fans are, well, there's got to be someone, and it's like, well, okay, who?
I still use a lot of it, and the crazy people, it just rolls off my back. You're not making any sense. I'm not going to waste any time arguing with you about it. Sometimes I'll throw a joke at somebody, but most of the time they don't get it. Jesse, you've got things to say about fans. Is that right?
Look, I don't like being a fan police, but shut the fuck up sometimes, guys. Yeah, just shut the fuck up. And I'm no fan of JP Finley whatsoever. This is Hartman.
I like JP.
He's okay, and he's a lot better this past couple of years than he's been in a very, very long time.
I prefer his podcast,
and he is also a fan of this team. Same thing with the likes of
Stanley's
for instance, they are lifelong fans of this team, but they will call out if they need to say something or ask something. Damn right, they should ask some idiot Burgermander, and a lot of fucking other a lot of other
right.
fucking fans, it's not just him, got so upset because JP Finley asked Jaden Daniels in a respectable way, a respectable question. And all these people are fucking firing in on JP. How dare you ask our quarterback that? Y'all are fucking pussies. Stop calling fucking players. Y'all are soft. Stop being so fucking soft. Please. Seriously. Y'all are crying like little bitches on the internet because the reporter's doing his fucking job.
They may have told him to ask it. You never know.
That's his job to ask questions.
Right.
And he did it in a respectable way. It was a national story, but he was the punching bag of the entire NFL for a couple days. Yes, someone had to ask the question, and it was done. He wasn't being an asshole about it at all. It was respectable. Part 2. Fucking people are calling for goddamn Dan Quinn. It's not Dan Quinn's fault we have a center issue right now. Okay. It's not. Stop fucking blaming him. Stop being stupid and fucking look at the overall picture. Dan Quinn is not the general manager of this football team, guys. I hate to break it to you.
That's true.
He doesn't have the powers to bring players in. He doesn't have the powers to make trades. That's Mr.
The time
AC.
to scout them. That's the GM's job.
Like,
right?
I don't think before you fucking type and stop being so damn stupid.
Come on. You're taking away all the fun. We're going to say hey to David coming in from Leicester. What's going on, man? Leicester. Excuse me. Jeez whiz. Henry will be a breakout player this season. Honestly, after what I saw after his fumble, that's why you don't get too excited about the preseason, glory
we talked
guy.
about that. We talked about that with Wole. Like he could just be a camp darling that someone falls in love with. But we still got another game to go. He still could.
Okay, we'll talk about a little bit about that Detroit game. We haven't really gotten into the Detroit game too much, and I don't want to spend too much time on it because it's already almost a week old. No, it's not. It's 3 days old. Look, man, I'll tell you what. Katron Allen, I thought played well. He pass blocked well. He's very good at reading behind the line, finding a crack, and going forward. I don't say he's going to be a number 1 back or anything like that, but I think he's well ahead of Henry, especially Henry's fumble. Henry's fumble kind of
hurt him a lot. It did. Yeah,
well, for an undrafted guy, that's a ticket to the practice squad, which is where he probably belongs. But yeah, man, I like Allen. I like him in our short yardage role. I think he puts his head in there, man. I like the way he does it. What do you guys? You know what? I'll tell you what. Let's do some stock up, stock down. I haven't even gotten to that yet. Let's do that. Let me find my little fucking thing here. There it is. It's loud, everybody.
You got some motherfuckers now.
All right. Stock up, stock down. Scotty, we'll start with you. We didn't start with you last week. Who you got stock up?
Quan Martin by a long way. I mean, you got to catch interceptions. You got to. So, yeah, happy days. Well done, Quan.
Very good. All right, Jesse, what about you? Stock up.
Tyler Owens, man. I think he's really played himself into a role. And it's good to see undrafted guys, even though he's a flat earther. I think he can play some football, and as
long as he slams people into it.
Yeah, that hit that he fucking laid on. That was beautiful.
He knocked the guy over the horizon.
It's like
into the ice wall.
It's like he's he looks like almost like a linebacker. He's big. He's a big boy.
I didn't realize how big he was until I watched that game.
Yeah, he's massive, and I think
he's the fastest guy on the team, right?
Yeah, I look forward to seeing him just lay fuckers out, even if it's on special teams. But definitely stock up to Tyler.
Right, Tony, stock up.
I've got Katron on there as well, the fat man, but you've covered him. I liked a lot. I mean, I know he only had 3 catches, but he's our 3rd round pick, so I think he's somebody that could feature. So I liked what Williams did. I think he had 3 good catches. One of them was a really good catch. Ball was thrown behind him, and he reached back for it, contested. So I think he's showing some real good signs of progress.
He really has good hands. He snatches the ball right out of the air.
Do you think they're kind of trying to hide him a little bit?
Yes,
I do. I do think they're trying to hide him a little bit. My stock up's going to go to Jaden Bradley, man. I'll tell you what. I'm almost afraid to try him on the practice squad. I don't know if he'll last out there. He's a big body, man. That guy has got good hands. Terry loves him. Our wide receiver room is quite crowded.
It is crowded, but I just don't see a spot for him on the 53. All we can do is hope that he clears waivers and makes the practice squad. I still think he will. I think all 32 teams has a Jaden Bradley on their squad that makes that wow play. But I think with some development, he can actually turn into a viable, maybe a wide receiver 3 or something like that. And he's big and can make
goal line guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. David puts up Henry's fumble wasn't on a running play. It was on a punt return. And this tossing a coin to see who's next returning on a punt is like our cricket putting a spin bowler opening the batting. You may as well have said it wouldn't.
I was going to say, you understand that?
You won't get that bit.
Cricket at all. He's not in
the right role. He's not in the right role, is what he's saying.
David, I was really looking forward into Henry last game, but I mean, we just didn't see anything from him. I think he got -3 yards and the whole game as well too when he did get it.
I got one more stock up, John.
Go ahead.
Ethan Kalimanakis. I thought he had some amazing throws, but at the same time, he did rookie stuff, which you'd expect a rookie to do. You know, he was jittery at times in the pocket, but when he was got his feet set and you saw it, he has an NFL arm, which is more than can be said for Sam Hartman, who's going to be modeling in about 2 months' time. He was most definitely. I said QB2, and Tony nearly his head nearly fell off. I meant as in
people on Twitter was actually saying cut Mariota.
That's not. Now this mention
stupid.
This mention of Sam Hartman, of course, brought to you by the good people at Abner Wu Visual Arts.
Football fans, now you can find out what it's like to be an NFL player in training camp, right from your own home. With the new Sam Hartman Virtual Reality NFL Training Camp Simulator, you can experience what it's like to be a real NFL quarterback.
Hi, I'm Sam Hartman, and I'll show you how to make the team, from being devastatingly handsome to being the superstar quarterback's best friend. I'll show you the secrets to hang around on an NFL roster.
You can learn how Sam masters the vital skills of being an important member of the team, like babysitting other players' kids, memorizing the coach's coffee order, detailing the other player's expensive car, choosing your game day sideline street clothes, and much more. With the virtual reality headset, you can see what Sam sees. And with special commentary, you can hear his thoughts.
See, like right there, McCaffrey's cutting open over the middle for a first down. But I figured the best thing to do was overthrow that guy triple covered down there at the 10-yard line. I mean, yeah, it's intercepted, but you know what? The coaches want to see that big arm.
The Sam Hartman Virtual Reality NFL Training Camp Simulator puts you into the action. From overthrowing passes in camp to tossing perfect interceptions in the game, you go with Sam on his inspiring journey from the NFL to a position with his uncle's insurance agency.
Hi, can I talk to you about your life insurance?
See the world through the eyes of a backup to the backup. The Sam Hartman Virtual Reality NFL Training Camp Simulator. Get yours today.
Thank you to the Abner Wu Visual Arts Studios. I know I played that last week, but goddamn it takes a while to make those things. I'm going to play them more than once. So, let's see. Where are we on our list? All right, so Kaliakmanis does look like a nice pro quarterback. Now, Jesse, you had some thoughts this week about Mikey. Mikey's in your doghouse. Why is that?
Mikey's going to stay in my doghouse until I can see him actually cover people and not look lost. And look, I think that first year, it masked a lot because we scored a lot of points. Last year was bad. It was bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
but Mike, the thing about Mikey and the thing that saves him is he is in the right place at the right time. And most of the time, it's not really, he's actually in the wrong place. It's the quarterback makes a mistake or the ball is tipped or he's lucky. But a lot of times interceptions are lucky. It goes for all cornerbacks. But we have seen him often be lost in coverage. I was upset why Mikey hasn't played in the preseason. I think he should have been playing well into the third quarter, just because of the film he put down, last year. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on Mikey. We do gravitate towards players. I think everybody loves the Sanderstill pick. I like the Sanderstill pick. I thought it was probably one of our best picks in the draft, but to me, just hasn't lived up to the hype and
How much
warrant the love that this fan base gives him.
All right, Scott, rebuttal. How much do you throw on Joe Witt there since he looked so bad last year? I mean, we all were pretty high on him in his rookie year.
But everybody looked bad.
Right. I think the Joe Witt effect really marks everybody. You got to pass for that shit, I think. Go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, I agree. I think Mikey does need to show out a little bit more. I wouldn't say he should be playing with the threes.
Mickey stands still.
I'm saying into the third quarter with,
That's a good one.
Mickey
stands still instead of Mikey Sandwich still.
I'm going to take that, David. I'm going to take that. I like that. Mickey stands still.
That's all right. Anyway, you were saying. All right. Well, let me look on the list here.
We'll move on. I think.
All right. So, Tony's got a story. Hold on a minute. Let me find Tony's thing here. We got things for everybody now, except for Max. I haven't had time to make Max's yet, but here's Tony. Oh, wait, that's not it. There we go. Okay. All right. So, what do you got for us this week, man?
Well, some of you may already have seen San Francisco 49ers owner Jed York has been caught and arrested and not prosecuted, but charged and then released with basically soliciting prostitution. Now, there was some rumor that I was involved in this.
You?
Yeah. However, fortunately, I wasn't. It was just at the trailer park that he solicited the prostitute was called the Wheat Hill Residential Home or something like that. That had my name in it. I was a bit concerned when I saw my surname crop up in the police report. But I can just categorically confirm that I was not involved in any way, shape, or form.
Tony, the slumlord over there.
With this, but Jed York does.
That's the other side of the family.
Right.
Yeah, Jed York does owe me £250. But that's by the by. So, interestingly, Jed York also owns Leeds United, Dirty Leeds, and Rangers FC in Scotland.
Wow.
Well, the less said about them, the better.
You should have just went over to the UK because prostitution's legal out there.
No, it's not.
It's not.
It's completely not, mate. It is in the rest of Europe. It's not in.
That's just the women you pick up in London, Jesse. So anyway, yeah, it was in some place called Palestine, which I found interesting. Palestine, Ohio, yeah. And he apparently replied to a sting operation, basically, where the police put up adverts for prostitution service, and he kept replying to it under the alias of Joe. So it says
Joe.
It says York messaged the female and advised that his name was Joe, that he would like to visit the female. Detective wrote in an official document per the Post. York advised that he was just checking in and was seeing if the female was available. He again tried at 9:11 on the Sunday morning and asked if the female was free and that he would love to come to see her. So yeah, he reportedly turned up for this encounter. And what I found amusing was that he was fined. He's paid $160.
Right.
He agreed to pay $160 for that, which is great. Fair play.
Was he getting a hand job?
I was going to say, like, what?
$160 for some trailer park ass? Are you kidding me?
Jesus Christ. I mean, I think he's got a good deal there. But he got.
Well, I mean, I guess because she probably didn't have any teeth, you know. So
he's had to serve 2 days in jail.
2 days in jail.
2 days in jail.
And it's on his record for life.
Yeah,
he's a sex offender now.
He was also fined $1,000, and you might be able to enlighten me on this, you American fellas. He was fined $1,000 for possessing a criminal tool.
It's the thing that I asked about that. It's the app on the phone that he was able to find the hooker with. So it's a traffic. He gets a traffic.
But in the UK, a criminal tool might mean something entirely different, particularly in this context.
Right.
We've all had a.
You are the owner of the fucking 49ers, and you are cruising an app looking for some trailer park ass, and you keep texting back to Palestine, Ohio. What in the living fuck are you doing?
So, I mean, it might
honestly, The guy's a multi-billionaire. Surely you'd think if I wanted to do solicit something like this, you'd have a high-end person who would come to a hotel room. Surely.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to put anything together or say anything disparaging, but there has been rumors in the past of the Youngstown mob and the San Francisco 49ers and Eddie DeBartolo and all that kind of stuff like that, which I ain't going to say nothing about because I don't have anything to say about those guys. Hey, we don't know nothing, right? But why is he in fucking Youngstown, Palestine, Ohio? For what?
I have an idea.
You have an idea? What's up there?
Yeah, we need to talk to somebody about that.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right.
All right, well, let me see here. Let me get rid of this fucking thing here. Ring. Hello.
Jerry.
Hey.
It's nice to talk to you again. It's been a while. How you doing?
It's just fine. Let me tell you something, boys. I've missed talking to you guys. I really do. It's good to hear from you. This is how I like it. Coming on here with actual content creators. It feels good. I mean, you guys... you're the backbone of the new media. You're just like the mainstream media without the exposure and the money.
That's true.
That's definitely true.
Days, back when I was the Maverick oil drigger. I tell you what, looking for that glory.
Tony.
Beautiful.
He's from he lives in Ireland.
Ireland.
You know where
You've
that
been there,
is?
Jerry.
I do know where Ireland is. I'll tell you something. You know what I call Ireland? I call it the back door to Russia. I go up there and get myself some women sometimes. But that's probably why y'all are calling, because it seems to me that a lot of people think I'm an expert in the fairer sex, and I'm not gonna say anything about it.
You know, I'm sure you've heard, one of your buddies, old Jed York, kind of got rustled up there in Palestine, Ohio.
What an idiot!
And we thought we'd give you a call and see what information that you got for us, if you can lay any insights in us. And
I can.
We do have one question: why a trailer park? So if you can let us know.
Why a trailer park? Well, let me tell you something. I am not surprised even in the slightest little bit. His family's been inbreeding for generations, and quite frankly, my bet is that the little hot pants he was going in there to see was at least a first cousin, maybe even a niece. That's just the way I see it. It's just the way they've always been. That's really the only reason I can think to go to a trailer park. Look, I am a man of the world. You all understand what that means, don't we, boys? We're all.
I think so, Jerry.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Let me tell you something. You really don't. I'm a billionaire man of the world. You have no idea what it's like. A man of the world has a ship like me, and no matter what kind of company I want, Captain Pablo knows where to find it. Usually in an exotic port of call where nobody asks any questions. You feel me? Jed York, you got the money, right? What the hell are you doing riding around in a Honda Accord looking for a slab of flab in a goddamn trailer park? What's the matter with you?
A slab of flab. I like that one.
Well, you got to call him like you see him. If he's going up in there and dropping a $20 down for a hand tugger or something like that while he's waiting on some crack, I don't care. It's really not my business. That's what that Ursay fella used to do. But hey, it's not my business. But $140 for some trailer park ass? You got to be kidding me. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, you're wrong. Jesse sat up there. Speaking of owners and talking about owners, do you miss the old owners? You know, the Virginia McCaskies of the world, Big Jim Irsay. You know what I mean? Do you miss them?
Well, I got to tell you something, Scotty. You bring this up at an apropos time. And it's good to see. I'm hoping that you've gotten yourself a nice job buttling somewhere. You got the proper demeanor. Listen, owners in the past knew when to keep things quiet. I was the one that was out in public. I got my picture taken in a goddamn truck stop toilet with a couple of whores. But the way you do it is you get out in front of it and just smile and say, "Yep, here I am getting a hand job." It doesn't make any difference. The yahoos, they just love it. All right. But when you try to hide things and you're creeping around or anything like that, that's when you get in trouble. That's why I like the old owners. You talk about Virginia. Tell you what, she was an old gal, but you get a couple of drinks in her and she was pretty goddamn flexible. Let me tell you something. We could have some fun. But Dan, you said something about Dan, you know.
Yeah.
Dan could party a little bit. And when I say a little bit, I mean, you give him a goddamn Shirley Temple. He's freaking running around naked, which really is kind of par for the course for most of the owners' meetings. But Dan, he got into all that kinky stuff like saving jars of his own goddamn urine, which really, among rich people, quite frankly, is really not that kinky. But He was always asking for some. He always had to have some. Can I have some of yours? That's just Jerry draws a line. He was always bragging, said he had a collection. Got a jar of Tom Cruise piss. Like who doesn't?
Jesus Christ.
I'll tell you something. And Jimmy Irsay, God rest his soul, but if you needed the best Coke, you knew where to go. So anything you wanted. And that's pretty much all Jerry's got to say about that. All I want to say to my fellow owners out there, it's the Me Too years, boys. Stay the fuck out of the trailer park. Get out of the goddamn Piggly Wiggly shopping centers and stay away from those little Asian orgasm dreamy spa places. I'm talking to you, Kraft. Be smart about it. You got enough money to buy a goddamn Gulfstream, or at least rent one for a few hours. Get the fuck up in the sky. Nothing happens. You get out here on a ship. If you don't like what happened, overboard she goes. You ever hear of a shark? God damn it. I'm sorry. Now I'm telling you too many secrets.
All right, Jerry. You know what? We're going to see you in a couple of weeks.
That's right. You're coming down here to visit. I'm going to go ahead and tell you all right now. Cowboyshop.com. I have a deal for you. Let me tell you. We found a whole shipping container of misspelled Tony Romo jerseys from back in the day. I'll tell you what, I bet you could turn them around right quick on eBay. $150. First come, first serve.
Jesus Christ. Appreciate it, Jerry.
You got it. All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Jerry.
Cheers, Jerry.
Let's head for the Philippines.
You can go get some of them Thai boys.
Boys, girls, boys, a monkey, it doesn't make any difference to me. Just hold the tail out of the way and don't let it bite. Oh my God. All right. Well, that was fun. Jerry Jones is funny as a root canal. There you go. Well, there you go, David. I'm glad it hurt. Let's see. All right. Andre coming in with the trivia question. Best season by a Redskins player over 30. John Riggins, 1983, 34 years, 1347, 3.6 yards per carry, 24 touchdowns. Henry Ellard, 1994, 33 years old, 1397 yards, 18.9 yards per reception, 6 touchdowns. I believe in that season, he only had 1 reception that was not a first down. London Fletcher, 2012, 37 years old, 139 tackles, 5 interceptions, 3 sacks. For me, Riggins set an all-time record, and it lasted a good while until Emmitt Smith broke it. So I'm going to pick – God damn, they're all good. Tony, who you think?
It's my bias for early Redskins, I guess. But Riggins in that era was just. I mean, I know his average per carry was only like 3.6, but he was getting about 35 carries a game. But I remember the Ellard one because Ellard had been great for the Rams for years.
Yeah,
you know, Ellard was seriously underrated. Him and Flipper Anderson for the Rams.
Flipper.
Yeah. And so that's a great one. And London Fletcher was just a tackling machine. But I'm an offensive guy, so I'll probably just about tip it to Riggo.
Okay, Scotty.
Put that. It's going to be London Fletcher for me because, to be honest with you, I know I've seen videos of Riggo, so I know, but I wasn't obviously a fan then. So the only one I can really attach myself to is London.
Jesse.
Yeah, I'm going to go Henry Ellard.
Me too.
Yeah, I remember that year distinctly, and it was great. I mean, look, Riggo was great too. Don't get me wrong, and Fletcher was just he was a special player that came at the right time because we didn't really have shit else, and he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame 100%
right now.
Like what are we waiting on?
Right.
But for those particular 3 seasons, I'm going to go Ellard.
The only reason I'm not going to go Riggins is because of the way that season ended up.
Yeah, don't go there. Don't go there.
Yeah.
Nope, I'm not going there. It's like a cavity. So yeah, I'll go with Ellard. And you say don't forget who he had throwing to him. I'm not going to listen to anybody disparage Gus Frerotte on this here show. Gus was he was not going to any all-pro parties or anything like that. But Gus was not afraid to push that ball up the field, man. He was just not afraid.
He wasn't afraid to bang his head up against the wall.
Headbutt the wall.
The video this week of the robot running into the wall.
Yes. The first thing I thought of was Gus Frerotte.
The Gus Frerotte robot. I got to give credit to Disco for that. That was funnier than shit.
It's the sort of thing that Jackson Dart's going to do this year.
No, Ellard had Gus Frerotte. Brad Johnson had Michael Westbrook and Albert Connell.
Yeah, Brad Johnson was well.
Might have Leslie Shepard as well, but Ellard had Gus Frerotte, who I love.
Brad Johnson wasn't there in '94.
No. He was 98, 99, and then Dan Snyder ran him out of town.
got rid of him when, I
mean, 94 was when they drafted Heath Shuler, wasn't it? But Heath Shuler was a utter disaster.
Certain small quarterback names desert me. Won us a game against the Cowboys. We were down 13-0, win 14-13. I remember doing that against the Giants.
Brunell.
Brunell, yes, Brunell. Right.
Lefty.
Fun fact. I was in a massive fight with my wife at home, like while that game was going on. I'm watching it all pissed off until he caught that first touchdown. And then I was like, fight over. I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. Go.
Mark Brunell's the Jacksonville Jaguars quarterbacks coach.
Yeah,
he's the Lions quarterbacks coach.
Is he still at the Lions? I thought he was at the Jags, but there you go.
Yeah, he was there. Him and Blau and Jaden were all talking.
He was the Jags quarterback for years.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Before he came to us.
Righto. All right. Well, let's see here. I think that's going to do us for now. We got a football game Friday night against the Baltimore Ravens, which really we're not even going to bother to preview because it's nothing but, we're going to say, what do you want to see? And we all going to say, oh, no injury. You want to see guys step up and take jobs. That's what you want.
Injuries can happen, and it really won't affect the starting line.
Right.
I want to see everybody go. I want to see someone win a job.
Yeah, step up, take a job. Right. That's what you want to see.
Bradley, go give me 4 one-handed catches, 2 touchdowns. Go do something.
That's right. You can use
make them sign you to the 53. That's what
make a name for yourself.
That's right. Go get a job. What is cut down day, by the way? I haven't seen the actual date.
Sunday.
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 All right, so there you go. We'll have it sent by Monday. Everybody quit crying.
The 30th.
Yeah.
So by Tuesday, I think waivers will start Monday or Sunday night, I would assume. So maybe we'll have
it's 24 hours, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe we'll have our center taken care of by Tuesday.
Possibly.
Maybe Allegretti's fine. You never know. He might have just been sitting back playing video games all week. All right, we will see you guys next Tuesday to discuss the finale of the preseason where we see our first 53. Oh, and we will have a first 53 by then to discuss. So until then, we will see y'all